superstar. And how about this? That was a slow entrance by Canelo. Billy Joe had his mind games. This is the way the champ has his mind games, taking his time to the ring.
And also Canelo, you know, he said he feels unbeatable in the build-up to this, and I'm not going to argue with him.
Serving the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area, Eddie Hearn. For Matchroom Boxing in association with Canelo Promotions, proudly presents live on DAZN the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the unified super middleweight championship of the world. Here at the Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium, and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the World, the superb Billy Joe Saunders! Former two-time light middleweight world champion, former middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, the reigning, defending Ring Magazine, WBA, WBC super middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros de la Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, presentando a 5 veces campeón del mundo, Saul Canelo Álvarez.
Punches right here and up are going to be good, Saunders. Punches right here and up are going to be good. Álvarez. Touch gloves, choque guantes, buena suerte.
It's somewhat cliche to suggest that Billy Joe Saunders raises his game to the level of his opposition.
David versus Goliath.
Ready?
Well, you could go with that because Canelo really is that infuriating. I mean, he's such a big force in the ring. For him to dethrone Canelo, it really would be something ridiculously special.
Let's see if he can do it. Saunders in the green and blue trunks with the yellow gloves. Canelo in the teal.
Saunders with that wide stance, that wide southpaw stance. He has an excellent, lethal left hand. Could turn it into an uppercut. Watch out for the right hooks. Saunders has a lot of weapons at his disposal.
You know, Carl, the biggest question for me is, can Saunders show something other than the jab? 54% of the punches that Saunders lands are jab. That number jumps into the high 60s when he's in the super middleweight. I think he's going to have to show something else beyond the jab to win this fight.
Canelo called this a difficult fight, Sergio, but he thinks he's going to figure BJ out.
No, I was surprised when Eddie Reynoso and Canelo said that we're going to take him out in the 8th, 9th, or 10th. I never heard Canelo use a prediction, but they have so much confidence in the work they put in.
First punch from Canelo is an uppercut. Another jab from Saunders. Carl, how much different do you notice Canelo's style changes when he fights a southpaw?
Well, he's obviously a little bit more cautious. Doesn't want to throw anything because he knows that counter left cross will be coming back to him. Billy Joe Saunders here just out of range, but he's in the danger zone when he backs up here into the corner and against some ropes. He doesn't want to be there.
And you can tell the crowd will roar every time Canelo throws a punch.
That's right, and that will have an influence with the judges. That did look aggressive. Backs Billy Joe up there into the corner and through that heavy body shot.
Saunders looking really sharp with that right hand. When he got against the ropes, he bumped Canelo off. That was a good veteran move on Saunders' part.
I want to welcome those of you joining us in over 200 countries around the world. Of course, also in the United Kingdom, good morning to you. Billy Joe Saunders trying to pull off the upset here in Arlington, Texas.
Heavy body shot landed by Canelo.
Canelo backed Saunders up there, put him on the ropes almost, and then really loaded up with that big body shot. If you're on the end of that and you're feeling it and you're thinking, right, what else is coming back? Billy Joe, to be fair to him, is trying to get behind that jab, trying to make things happen for himself.
So a very pedestrian round one is in the books. Let's see if they pick up the pace here in the second.
Pedestrian's going to be good for Billy Joe Saunders. If he can keep Canelo from exploding with the combinations, keep him at the end of that jab, that's the game plan for Billy Joe.
Well, he started this round a little bit more purposeful behind that jab. He realised he needs to just be busy with the jab, because if he sits back and does nothing, Canelo's able to just close him down and load up with a power shot. He doesn't want to do that.
Canelo looking for a right uppercut. He threw it twice already. Dangerous punch, but if it lands against the southpaw, that's a hard money punch that he can land.
You know, I was talking to Austin Trout this morning about how he fought Canelo and what he wants to see from Billy Joe Saunders. He said Saunders just needs to keep going in and out and try to time Canelo when he moves in. I said, can Saunders do that? He said, yes, but you have to do it for 12 rounds.
Straight right hand connects for Canelo. The crowd roars.
And he said, Canelo is just relentless.
Let him go, Saunders. Don't hold. Fight!
Eddie Reynoso, the trainer for Canelo, says, listen, I don't usually make predictions. I don't tell you what Canelo is going to do or what I think he's going to do. However, after all the trash talk Billy Joe Saunders has given us, I think we're going to knock him out.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can kind of see the difference in the power of the punches immediately. When Canelo lets his shots go, they seem to overwhelm Billy Joe almost immediately. Billy needs to be busier. He needs to put threes and fours together and then get out of range.
And Carl, anytime a southpaw fights an orthodox fighter, that front foot battle is key.
It is, yeah, trying to get the foot on the outside, and you know, sometimes standing on the foot happens with these southpaws. But Billy Joe moving to his right, away from Canelo's right hand there, which is a good move. But that left hook can come over the top if he's not careful. He's got to concentrate constantly, but these big shots from Canelo, he's not really.
Oh, there's a right hand that moves him back.
Good work from Canelo there.
Canelo's looking for that counter right uppercut. He's already missed it 3 times, but he's thrown it with a lot of power. And there it is again, to the body.
This crowd has come alive. They've been waiting a couple of hours, but here they are.
A lot of feinting by Canelo. Really impressed with his foot feints. Billy Joe's not falling for them yet.
Very confident man.
So too is Billy Joe Saunders. Chris Mannix, how do you think Billy's doing so far?
I thought he did pretty well in the first round. Canelo has kind of a history against top opponents of sort of feeling out that first round. I think he did it again. But in that second round, you saw Canelo start to exert himself and land the heavier-handed shots.
Each of Canelo's last 3 fights have come exactly 70 days from one another. Between Smith and Yildirim and now Saunders, that's an extremely high level of activity for a fighter in present-day boxing.
Yeah, most active Canelo's been in 10 years. He was telling me earlier, I just stay in the gym all the time. Why wouldn't I fight?
Canelo's corner wants more feints and to close the distance, start breaking the distance down.
Canelo said the secret to his success really isn't a secret. It's hard work.
See those feints that Billy Joe is, he's biting on. He's starting to bite on those foot feints and those hand feints.
Plenty of room for Billy Joe to circle around with his 22-foot ring as he suggested. In fact, he claimed he would go home if he didn't get it, Carl.
Billy Joe needs to be busy with the jab and put shots together, because he can't be backed up and soak up power punches from Canelo, because you can see the effects instantly. You can tell Billy Joe is worried about what's coming back, because Canelo makes a small feint and he gets a reaction instantly from Billy Joe, and that's when the guy knows when he gets hit, it hurts.
And that's exactly what we see with the opponents of Canelo. If it comes to Kovalev or Jacobs, all these fighters are worried about the counters, the explosive counters of Canelo.
Dollar right hand, best punch of the fight. Billy Joe says, come on.
Canelo doubled up on that right hook to the body and the head.
Yeah, these are heavy blows from Canelo. He's putting lots into these shots. Billy Joe saying, these aren't bothering me, I'm okay. And trust me, we can see and hear these shots. They're heavy.
And he makes fighters reluctant to throw their biggest punches. Sergey Kovalev, one of the best right hands in his division. He didn't throw many of them against Canelo because he knew if he did, what was coming back.
That's right, get your opponent scared to throw.
Well, Saunders has done a good job thus far of staying off the rope, Sergio. You said that would be one of his keys.
Well, that's going to be key, but I want to see some more sneaky left hands. He has a lethal left hand when it comes to the uppercut, and he can turn it into a hook as well. Of course, the jab is key as well. There it is. That's the left hand. You got to get respect from Canelo.
Texas's own.
Just a natural reaction for a fighter. It's machismo, Mannix.
Chris Mannix, how do you have it scored through 3?
I've got it 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Canelo Álvarez. I thought Billy Joe Saunders was the more active fighter in that first round while Canelo was feeling him out. But as you heard Eddie Reynoso say, Canelo is settling into a rhythm here. He's landing his power shots, and Billy Joe Saunders, at least through the first 3 rounds, not throwing a lot of power punches back.
Nice scoring sequence there for Billy Joe Saunders. Carl, what would you like to see him do differently?
More of that. I like to see these combination punches. When he throws, throw 3 or 4 shots, then get back off there. You know, you don't need to sit in range and be on the end of these big shots, because Canelo will be happy to just back him up like that.
Straight right hand scores for Canelo. Now he's throwing more power punches. He's certainly settling in as BJ waves him in.
Saunders needs to double and triple up that jab. Back up, Canelo. Maybe you could get something going with the combination just like that.
That's right, put the shots together, get some work, catch the judge's eyes. Don't just sit there and soak up these big counters. It's good work from Billy, nice head movement. Coming after that little combination. This is what he needs more of.
Mark Tibbs, BJ Saunders' trainer, said we can't run in this fight. We got to slide and glide, outbox and outfox Canelo.
Saunders has fought only twice since winning the super middleweight title back in 2019. And the reason he got this fight is because Canelo is trying to unify the division. If he wins this, the last man standing will be Caleb Plant. But a long way to go. We're in round 4, scheduled for 12. Just missing with that uppercut. You hear the crowd's reaction.
And that's the punch that Canelo is barely missing. That's the 4th big uppercut that just missed the chin of Billy Joe Saunders.
Straight right hand from Canelo to the body as well.
There's the uppercut, and he nods yes that time.
Mouthpiece almost came flying out of BJ Saunders there.
Mannix asked why fighters shake no. He said, yes, you got me there.
I've liked the work from Billy this round, though. He's put more shots together. He's landed more shots, been a bit more effective.
This is a good round by BJ Saunders, absolutely.
Canelo's still really in there, though, closing with them power shots. He needs to finish this round strong now, Billy, and not get caught with anything silly towards the end of the round.